Hello and welcome back to another cast here on my channel that I do live on my Twitch stream. This is going to be a PvP. This is Snow versus Tyson. Snow, easily top 2 Protosses that are playing right now. A lot of people thought he would be rank 1, but he was eliminated very early in this ASL. And so he's still been the subject of a lot of attention online. People are still watching his streams and kind of blown away by how well he has been playing. He's up against Tyson. Now, Tyson, this is also an excellent player, but you might have to be pretty hardcore into StarCraft history to actually be familiar with his ID. But he's a great player. I got this replay. I think it's about a week old. It was on the map Polypoid, a ladder game here. We're going to get some good old down and dirty PvP for you guys. By the way, if you like this content, please subscribe to the channel. Also, this shirt says "Get Good Scrub." I think anybody who's played a little bit of Brood War can get behind a statement like that. We have merch like this and a lot more over at my shop at Tasteless Threads. Whoops, tastelessthreads.com. So please do check it out as we get into this match. And so it's Tyson down here in the bottom left, and in the top left is Snow. The players greeting each other. As you can see by their IDs here on the ladder, they are both just playing with their actual IDs. LC Tyson and BY Snow 1. So, look, I mean, the map Polypoid, we've seen this map a lot. I think it's a very fair map in pretty much all the matchups. It is a map that lets you pretty safely get a base anywhere. Obviously, the natural is always a pretty doable thing in StarCraft. But even here, the mineral only, or the gas space that you could take here, these are pretty difficult ramps to fight up. And so, a lot of times, positions are very tough to bust. But that's only true if we get past the point of Reaver tech, as so much of PvP is decided on whether or not the Reaver will just end the game outright. In some ways, PvP has some of the most difficult mid-game games to navigate because it is such a tricky matchup to deal with. You know, do you go for Reavers? Do you try to go around them? And if so, can you endure? Now, in this game, neither player scouts. I've always been a little bit mystified by the Pylon Gateway Gas build order with a late scout, just because 2-gating is still one of the strongest builds in the matchup. And by 2-gate, I mean center gate, I should say. Not the kind of 2-gate that if you guys watch my stream, you'll see me do, which is really just like a 3-zealot rush to try to get an advantage and then close it out. Anyways, the first player to scout is going to be Tyson. Now, Snow has... it's really kind of crazy how late he'll scout. So he scouts after the second pylon. This does make a pretty big difference. Snow's going to get a decent amount extra minerals from the game right off the bat by just going a little bit later. Tyson is going to go for what you call a cross spawns scout. So the idea is if he finds out his opponent's over here, he has a different build. But if he scouts here and there's nobody here, well, then he just knows that Snow's has to be in one of the other super close locations. So in this case, it would be the top left. Now, one of the reasons why scouting late requires real expert play is illustrated right here. This probe is never going to get inside the base. In fact, you wouldn't even know if this was a 2-gate inside the base. If a Dragoon had even been started, or maybe it would be DTs immediately. You know, there's a lot of risk involved, basically. Now, of course, the same is going to be true here for Tyson. Tyson is going to be scouting so late, he doesn't even know if this is maybe a Nexus first or some kind of Forge opening. And for those of you, scratching your head when I say that, there are weird builds in PvP that players do use. We occasionally see them in tournaments. And it's why it's always interesting to watch these late scout games where neither side really has a lot of intel. Now, the conservative route would always say this would force Robo on each side. And it looks like that's exactly what's happened here. We've got a Robo and another Robo here. And it looks like Snow is going to be going for the Stork variation. which is kind of a catch-all. It doesn't really have any kind of like gotcha, this is the edge that I'm going to have strategy. It simply won't die to 3-gate goon pressure. It won't die to Dark Templars. You can deal with Reavers even if they tech to Reavers a little bit faster than you. And we're actually seeing the same thing here for Tyson. Now, keep in mind that there is a line of play where you go straight into Shuttle and Reaver and just don't get Observers, and that can give you an edge that you'll see some players try to go for, as this is probably the most common build and safest conservative build there is. So both of them are taking advantage of the positions they can get earlier on, especially over here in bottom versus top. This is a good spot to perch up. Don't forget that there is chance to miss in StarCraft 1. Specifically low ground shot up into high ground. And so we have the Observer coming now for Snow. We have the Shuttle coming now for Tyson. And all right, so this is actually literally what I was talking about a second ago. Now, you guys might be asking yourselves, well, wait a minute. What happens if somebody DT rushes Tyson? Well, he dies. But Tyson seems to have a pretty good read on Snow, and that Snow is going to play more conservatively here. So from Snow's position, you make the Observer, and you basically move the Observer through the line of sight where a DT would be making a beeline towards you. Now, it's going to be Reaver before Shuttle here for Snow. Whereas Tyson's basically looking for a fight. Now, this is very deliberate, by the way. The way he moves the Dragoons down there, he's scared the Observer back. So Tyson's really smart. It basically looked like an Observer interception. And now Snow sees what's happening. He sees it's going to be Shuttle Reaver. How many Dragoons is this? 2, 4, 6, 7 versus 6. The two Zealots are, they play less of a role in a moment like this. And we have a Shuttle making here for Snow. Now, don't forget, if you control a Shuttle well versus just a Reaver on the low ground, and you can pick up your Reaver and drop it and all that, you have a big advantage. So this is looking really good right now for Tyson. But the arc is pretty insane. You really couldn't... And I think Tyson might be thinking twice. He's going to be peeking in here a little bit more. Keep in mind, by the way, Shuttles don't have great vision. If I could try to show you guys here. I always forget who... Yeah, see, the vision's a little bit more dim when compared to what you have with, like, a Dragoon or a Zealot as an example. So the Observer's going to come through. Now, this is what he needs to scout. Is this right here. And he's going to see that. He sees when the Nexus started. But the reality is Tyson's actually a little bit ahead. I was about to get my statement wrong. I thought that they had started at the same time, but he's actually in pretty good shape. Now, that's going to be a little bit of an edge, but what we really need to watch for is, can this Reaver really do any damage? You're going to see this mini game that we see a lot in PvP, which is where they both fire and pick up, drop, shoot, pick up. And generally, if the defender can basically match the juggling of the Reaver and the Shuttle, then the player that wants to push can't do anything. He basically runs up against a wall.
You're too caught up in theory. Oh, thank you, game theory expert from MIT, you fucking moron.
I thought my alerts were paused. Thank you for the sub.
Just subscribe.
All right, so we got the fight going down here now. And these two Reavers on the side are looking so good. The Shuttle takes a little bit of damage here. And, I mean, it just seems like Snow is pushed out so well. Tyson's going to have to bail here. Oh, man, and a bad pathing coming out of that Dragoon. And Tyson's been completely pushed out from this position. The probes are just now transferred, where you can see over here. The mining's actually been pretty good. But will Tyson be able to just do the runaround? Looks like he decides to back out as the Reaver shots come from below. And, I got to say, this is looking pretty tough right now for Tyson. This is exactly where you want your Observer to be in this moment in the game, is watching your high ground area Honestly, he should watch out for that too. There's actually, 2 observers out right now for Tyson, but it seems like Tyson's confident no one's going to drop here yet. And, from here, we wait. We got to wait and see what kind of game we're going to have coming out of snow here. Because when you both go Shuttle Reaver, you're kind of locked in. You can't really get out of it that easily. A pretty good engage here. He actually snipes the shuttle. Sorry, I didn't fully catch that moment. He's going to drop. Oh, no. He drops, but a bit prematurely, and so it drops right into the Scarab. He does get a kill on that last Reaver. There's 2 Reavers back at home to protect this. And some crazy good shots here. You don't really want your Reavers out in the front ever. In fact, it's kind of crazy to see how good Snow is at basically spacing his Dragoons out, at preempting where the shots should be coming from. Tyson will ultimately come out victorious, but is this more of a trade, more than that than anything else? By the way, Snow has quietly gotten up to 43, 45 probes to the 37 here of Tyson. Shuttle speed's done. We know that because of how quick Snow's shuttle is. Do we have shuttle speed coming along for Tyson? I have to imagine he got it. Shuttle inbound. Remember that observer I talked about earlier? Well, I think he sees there's going to be a blind spot in here, and this could be really bad. Oh, man. He fires a shot. It connects. And, I mean, that's great. Now it's a 10 probe lead here. Meanwhile, Tyson with the counterattack. Shuttle is going to be moving back. And it looks like he's not able to catch it. The shuttle's going to get back to safety. And this is still a slow shuttle. You can really see the difference in how this shuttle's moving. Much quicker. And so, big picture here. Tyson is at about was it a 10 probe deficit? Now it's at an even worse deficit. 38 to 45. Sorry, actually a little bit of a bet. Not as bad as what I'm trying to say. Suddenly I'm not able to talk here. But look, with Snow just having the speed of Reaver and Shuttle, he can do a pretty good job of kind of dancing this around and dodging shots. He drops again. Or is Reaver's going to fire time? Oh, what? Tyson somehow was unable to get that Reaver in there. And now the push is going to come in again. Really good control here from Snow. Targeting on the shuttle, which turns out to be probably a bad idea. As Snow's shuttles lives and Tyson's does not. The observers shot down. The 2 Reavers in the back are stagnant, at least for a second. Tyson pushes through regardless, which seems frankly suicidal. I almost wonder if he didn't appreciate, how bad the situation is. This could be game, by the way. Meanwhile, the 2 Reavers, they will not be killed immediately. One is shot down as it is evacuated from the shuttle. But look, I mean, that's a pretty egregious overextension. That's not one you're going to come back from very easily. He has at least denied the shuttle, so you can't push with the Reavers. But, I mean, I'm looking at like four Dragoons. That's insane. This game's probably just going to end. I mean, this has to be canceled. Great shots here from Snow. Now Snow up on the high ground. The Reaver's going to push in further. Actually, I think he could recover this. Well, how many HP on the Nexus? I think he might have wanted to try to just get one more shot off and get the kill. But the Nexus is going to go on. It's about halfway done. Seems like Snow's being pretty smart in knowing how far out the Reaver is and how much extra damage he can deal in that position. Now, back at home, nobody's making more probes, by the way. It seems like Tyson's been locked into 37, and Snow's been locked into 47. But, shuttle speed versus no shuttle speed. Again, Snow is able to spot there's no observer over here. And with that Achilles heel out, he can once again drop in. And let's not forget, Snow's already ahead in workers. So, like, if he gets more kills, it's just going to get worse and worse. And sometimes when you see these minimal numbers of Dragoons defending, that's a great moment to just try to take the Dragoons on directly. So Snow is mining from his third base. This base, you know, it finished. He didn't commit to it. Oh, my God. Snow's so good. He knows it's hard to move up this ramp. So he puts the Reavers back here, gets another shot on a Dragoon. And sometimes PvP really is a matchup of death by 1,000 cuts. Oh, that's what? He gets 2 Robos? What? Scarab damage? What? That's very cool. He just hard locks into this tech. Why would you go for fast zealots? You can just get more Reavers. And look, he's basically playing this really good positional game. Now Tyson is going to try to fight back. And with more Reavers and more Dragoons out on the map, this is kind of crazy, man. You know, he's making some progress here. Sorry, where's the shuttle and the Reaver? I saw that one was over there. I think there it is. It's coming up here now. Yeah, I mean, this should basically be game. He's going to take out the last remaining units, and once again, Snow, just a PvP god. Really impressive stuff. Yeah, I've seen some games in ASL and just in general, sorry, my own ladder play, where people seem to just lock into the Reavers and not back out. You know, we were talking about earlier on how the mid-game tech, pretty tricky to get past. And so some players just never tech out of it. Just get one forge, keep getting the attack upgrades. Really pimp out all the upgrades that you can get for the shuttles and the Reavers. And that includes things like Scarab damage. And just try to go for some punishing plays. You know, drop in there, get kills on the probes when you can, kill off Dragoons if they're stray, and you can punish that. And in the end of the day, it was just too much there for Tyson. Again, please subscribe to the video. Check out my merch. This is a Get Good Scrub shirt with some beard dandruff on it. But we've got a lot of other great stuff at tastelessthreads.com that I think you would enjoy. I hope you have a great day, and I also hope to see you in a future video. Bye-bye.